Hey guys, welcome back to another Lore Olympus stream. Yeah, I'm very eager to be here. I'm really not. I actually had to remember to get myself into my room to get on stream, and I was like, do I want to? No. But I need to do this one last Lore Olympus focus stream. I know I've neglected to talk about. Sorry, I know I've neglected to talk about it for a while. I've had people, comment to me, like ask me when the next Lore Olympus video is, and I appreciate that. You guys don't know how much it feels when you have people actually looking at your opinion, making it known that your opinion matters and such, and that I will forever be grateful for. That is something not a lot of people are fortunate to have, and I am so grateful for you guys. Very, very grateful. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about all things of Lore Olympus. You guys get to tell me all the topics I may have missed, may have not talked about, didn't think about talking about, or have just forgotten about. Like, there's a lot of things I've forgotten to get into, and yeah. So, anyways, Divine Megan, welcome to the stream. It is awesome to see you here. Karen, it is wonderful to see you here. Awesome, awesome. And now I gotta make sure I have something going on in the background. So, prepare for me to just focus a little bit on the next. Oh my gosh, I had a lot of focused on stuff for. Oh my gosh, what are you guys chewing? Which one of you is chewing that? Which one? Which one of you guys did it? Oh no, Fred. No, 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 no. Where did you fall? Oh, shit. I did not see that. Oh no. Okay, let me just. Fred, you don't. No, 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 no. Sorry, guys. Oh, no, no. We do not need. Fred, you do not need glitter. You. I don't know how you got this. How did you get it, buddy? Sorry, guys. Just let me put the blanket full of glitter in a safe bin really quick. I'm walking over to it. Ow, 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 ow. I don't know what I stepped in. You guys are getting free entertainment of Dazzling Kate dealing with the pain of keeping the blanket of glitter away from the doggo. I use glitter in some of my art pieces, so yeah, that answers why I have glitter. So I just need to make sure Fred does not, like, something horrible. It's just like I could just put you guys on mute, but I love being able to tell you guys like what's going on at the moment, so you guys don't think I'm just like, ugh, Lore Olympus, so bored. But there's plenty of topics I have yet to talk about with Lore Olympus. Okay, I put the I put the glitter that that's in the blanket. It's all over the blanket into a basket, and it's not one of those baskets that have like openings or anything, so Fred won't be able to get to it. And I put the top on top of it. I guess that's technically a bin, but I prefer calling it a basket. So yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Just gotta make sure I get some. I guess I should talk about, like, not talk about. I guess I should draw something that's fun while talking about Lore Olympus, because I don't really feel like drawing Lore Olympus characters because let me be real, it's it's like getting to this point where I'm like, I don't really feel like drawing these characters. Maybe I could redraw an old piece. I guess one piece I like had a while ago. It was actually one of my favorite scenes within the story. So let me just grab it real quick. I'm gonna grab the old piece, so that way people know what it looks like and how bad it was back then. Yeah, waiting for my thing to load up. So yeah, gosh, Oh, sweet. I really gotta go forward with the redraw for that like crossing the line piece. I know a lot of people have don't know I like know about my DeviantArt, like, but yeah, I used to post a lot on DeviantArt. Maybe one day I'll finally be able to push myself forward and make a new. Oh man, I should probably like. Oh man, I'm doing a whole bunch of pieces of. I feel bad because I'm like now I have to like. What if I did double challenge? No, I would be dead. I would be dead. Was it like I thought it was a full body piece, but I guess not. Oh gosh. It was not a full oh gosh, this is from almost 5 years ago. This is January. Yeah, it's gonna be 5 years ago in like 2 months. So what better time than to redraw this piece for oh my gosh. I'll show you guys what it is. Just let me like what are the measurements for that piece? John, and welcome to the stream. It is awesome to see you. Gotta make sure I get the exact measurements. Okay, 4,500 to 5,000. So let me do that. I guess I drew this in my. Okay, so redraw Persephone. Fine, I will draw a Lore Olympus character, Persephone, because I kind of want to do it in my own style that I already kind of done. Okay, so Lulu Star, welcome. How are you today? Hopefully you're having a good time. It has definitely been a fun time for me getting everything prepared for the stream. I barely have cards here to read off of, so you guys are gonna have to like if I haven't talked about it and you haven't commented on any of the previous posts that I made, like make sure you tell me what subject matter I did not tackle in any of my Lore Olympus discussion videos that you would want me to talk about so we can finally put Lore Olympus to rest. I I really just want to make sure I cover everything that I can that is possible for me so that way I don't have to like do it again later down the line. So anyways guys, I'm going to be working on a piece of old artwork that I did almost 5 years ago. This was when I first got into Lore Olympus. Like look at how look at how focused I was on drawing Persephone. Oh my freaking gosh. Oh man. I did not draw a lot of Lore Olympus artwork for the sake that I like again, the story was going up and down, so there were like a lot of bad points that I kind of noticed barely. And then over time I just kind of didn't continue like because I want people to know I did have a big love for the series when it was something like new to me. It's so weird that I'm drinking a Sprecher soda right now, and I did not realize was still like connected to like the Sprecher website thing. You know when they get no, you know when you get like that number, like the text from whatever you sign up for. I signed up for a lot of different things, so I probably forget about them all the time because I just forget to like get the notifications turned off. But yeah, I'm having a Sprecher grape soda. It is made with like honey, and it's so delicious. Very sweet, but not overly pushy with like the sweetness. You get what I mean? Anyways, let me proceed with drawing Persephone. Now, I'm debating if I should do it in a similar style or if I should like design her differently. Like, oh my gosh, let me just Okay, I'm gonna do green for the pencil sketch. 'Cause, oh my goodness. But yeah, I for the longest time I first started reading Lore Olympus when it came out. I was very much into the colorful characters. It was something that caught my eye. It made me think, hey, this looks pretty fun. It doesn't look that boring. So I jumped into it. I thought, hey, like this is when I'm like 21 years old, getting into like one of my first young adult graphic novels, comic things, and just being like, this is totally interesting. And like I didn't look and notice any of the signs until later down the line when I reread it a couple of times and I was confused, and the internet looks like it's going to disconnect me. If it does, I'm sorry. It's just how it works. So if I get disconnected, I blame that. So nature-based dress is like based inspired dresses. Okay, so let's see. Because let me be real, I think when it comes to some like to a lot of these fashions, like if you really think about it, the gods can basically wear whatever the fuck they want. Like I always got confused when we saw some of the like the best we got, the best we got for a like an off object dress was that like pointy dress that was just like, oh look, it's so fancy, like oh my gosh, it's like a cat, like look, the boobs look like a cat. Ugh. And it just kind of showed off the boobs, and like you still had the like it, that's as far as like Rachel went design wise. Like that's something I want to talk about. That is something I really want to talk about. These characters, like they're gods. So shouldn't they be able to dress however they want when they want, like, and I'm not saying that, you know, it should be okay, maybe it should be a little bit out of this world because some of the designs over time don't feel like they're risky or out there, and it's just like, what, why why are these characters who can get away with just about anything just dressed like normal mortals? And I get that that's a part of the fun of the story, is that they're kind of like the mortals, they're kind of like cool in that kind of way, and it's like, no, 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 they're not. No, they're not, bitch. No, they're not. Like, we have like designs like all across, like, different fashion and stuff. Like I'm not a big fashionista, but my like sister, she is fantastic when it comes to like fashion history, fashion everything. Like she could probably explain, like if I got her on the stream, she could probably explain why a lot of the fashion of the gods don't make much sense and why they should be a little bit more out there. I can guarantee, but I don't know. Like my sister's like she's doing her own thing, and if I just went into the room and being like, "Hey, Phantom, you want to help me?" and she's just gonna be like, "Fuck off." You get what I mean? But like I could guarantee from what she's managed to ramble to me about, I guarantee these characters would have more of an outstanding style and something that makes them gods. They wouldn't be just dressed as mortals. I kind of imagine them wearing mortal clothing when they're in the mortal realm, but in like I'm not saying they should wear a fucking parade every day on their body. I'm just saying maybe something to present them as these big figures beyond life. It's just like they're supposed to be bigger than everything. Like they're supposed to give you that impression. Instead, you get whiny, annoying assholes. Like you get Persephone complaining all the time. You get Hades complaining all the time. You and I get this is a drama series, but when can things be reasonable? Like I know, like it's ended, but I'm just sitting here like, why did we read all this bullshit And why did everyone just assume that, oh yeah, like we gotta have a everything centered around Persephone? Okay, Karen. I think the color scheme for the god characters caught my attention. It's similar to the Disney movie Hercules. Yes, yes. That is something else. Like I don't think I ever talked about that. I don't think I ever went into that. But it's so interesting that so much goes on in the story, yet we barely scratch the surface with like the character designs. And I think one of the main reasons why it works is because the like art style is very similar. Well, not art style, but like the coloring used for the character designs reminds them of the like Hercules movies. Like they go nuts for that kind of thing. When you find something super identical to something, you're definitely gonna be like, oh, cool. So yeah, let me just fuck. Let me just like draw the head. Have to put this into mind of the measurements. So yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun with how these characters evolved. It's just wow. It's like wow, I spent my time reading a shitty book. Like I get that some readers enjoy reading trashy romance novels. I'm a huge fanatic when it comes to, reading these kind of things. But when does it go too far? When does it get too far where it gets to that point where it's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be giving your impressionable readers this idea that, oh, yes, like let's have a toxic relationship between Persephone and Hades and hope that, like, all the readers who are reading this think it's okay if your man has his own daddy issues and puts you down, or, well, doesn't make you put you down because, like, Hades doesn't grow a fucking gut. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying to me that there's so much going on for these characters. Like everyone thinks, oh yeah, they're like amazing. They're like, oh wow, yeah, they're so freaking amazing. They're so beautiful. They're so gorgeous. They got this going on for them. Oh my gosh! Yay! 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 Oh my god! And it's like a lot of the time, these characters, they basically get away with everything. Yes, they are gods, but here's the problem. Here is the freaking problem. The problem is the readers who are being impressed by how Hades and Persephone's relationship is totally fine. And I'm just now realizing, like, this piece, oh my gosh, Persephone has a fucking long neck. Oh my god. So let me try and resolve that. So I don't think I've really improved that much, but at least I caught these before. And you know what? We're gonna make her curvy, because, oh my goodness. I really hated how, like, how the body shape of Persephone changed over time. And, like, she goes from, like, sort of curvy to, like, skinny, and then barely eating, and it's like, mm, mm. Dr. Hino, welcome to the stream. I'll be back in an hour, possibly studying at the moment. Well, keep up the studying and make sure you stay hydrated, dude. Gotta make sure we keep activities going. But yeah, it's been a pain trying to, like, see what's going on. I'm gonna take a sippy sip, so give me a moment. We're already 20 minutes in, and I'm barely scratching the surface. Toxic relationships are over glorified, and some fans think it's depth because two characters look good together. Yes, that is what I hate the most. It's like, oh, Hades can't be at fault here because he's got a tragic backstory. He has daddy problems. Persephone has mommy problems. It's just, what? What the fuck do you mean? Like, I just, this kind of shit really irritates me. This is the kind of shit that I wish people would notice immediately. And the fact that there are some school libraries with this book, like, I'm not sure about all libraries, but like from what some people told me, and I know I gotta look on and see if like any you know when you're just like, some people buy the book because they're like, well, it's colorful, it's a cartoon. Like, it's kind of like those impressions that some people just they only look at the cute graphic cartoony figures and they're like, oh, it's totally acceptable, it's for kids, who cares. It's kind of like how in the 80s and 90s, you know, when people just like turned on whatever movie they found, and it's just like maybe even early 2000s, and it was just like something like Watership Down for like kids, just like, oh, it's got cute bunnies, like, we'll just let the kids watch it. And I'm sure there's like many children who watch that and have been traumatized. But yeah, it's, please can you review the Stripidino, the Stripandio La Historia. Please, I know the songs are in Spanish, but it is so good. I just buy them for the collection. That's pretty cool. Never judge a book by its cover fits so well here. Yes. Yes, like, it's definitely something I've noticed a lot of people doing with this book. It's just like, no. No. You don't do that. You do not do that. Like, there are so many people, so many young impressionable readers for Lore Olympus who think, oh, it's fine. It's fine that I am in a toxic relationship. Persephone was. It means they're in love. It means I'm in love. Like, those are how, like, I know some people probably will be like, but like, people will know what kind of like shitty things they get into when they're an adult, blah blah blah. But the problem with that, like, it's why a lot of books for kids, young teenagers, young adults, it has to have like some kind of standard. Otherwise, situations like actual hurtful things start to happen. You get what I mean? It's why I like, it's why a lot of my morals when it comes to these kind of things now, I try to look into everything as much as I can. But when I see impressionable people who are, you're going to make excuses for the book, who tell me you're wrong because blah, 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 even though this book gives out, toxic relationships as one of the top things that everyone should appreciate. Like, no, no. Like, I am just overwhelmed with frustration when I keep thinking about all of what could have been done for the story and how Rachel probably could have done a lot better for her readers. And I'm not saying she should have the world on her shoulders or anything, but once you write something and look into it, like, once you release it, publish it, it's something that becomes bigger than you. It's kind of like Frankenstein. Uh, Probably a bad example, but Once you create something and it becomes bigger and bigger and a bigger problem over time that you can't resolve, that you cannot fix, like, and I know every book will always have like impressions of like love and such that are done wrong and such. But there's a difference between showing different types of relationships and explaining why they're wrong, and then pushing out the belief that this one toxic relationship that is wrong is over glorified as this big amazing thing. There's a difference between those two things. You get what I mean? I'm just overwhelmed with emotion right now. I know some people will just tell me like Dazzling Kate, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a book. So many people get inspired by like, these works of art. It does not matter if it is a book, if it is a story, if it is a art piece, if it is a comic, if it is a video game, if it is a movie. There are so many different ways you can inspire somebody and give people an impression, and these impressions impact people's lives. And that's for everything. That's for everything. That's why when I make content now, I want people to know. I want people to know this every time. I used to be, very negative about everything. Like, I'm still kind of negative about everything, but like there's a degree where I try to look at the positives, the good stuff we can control, stuff we can talk about, and not just be overwhelmed with negativity and toxic stuff and just over glorified bullshit that we can't control. What I hope people take from it is that I try my best to be positive with a lot of different things. I wish to show you my draw on my Instagram. It is not of Lore Olympus, but Olympians. I can't wait to see what you got. Like, again, you can comment on the community post and send me a link to your Instagram and I'll check it out. I'm not too active on Instagram, but I try my best to do it when I like get on when I can. I just haven't posted in a long time. I only now probably use it for like socializing with my peers. What oh gosh. I think I might actually accidentally draw my version, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I just need to make sure I actually, because drawing the shoulders is always a pain in the butt because I have to look into a lot of things. So okay. Okay, let me try and look at this. Oh, okay. Here is community post. Uh, I meant commenting on the community post. Like, I hope I'm making sense. Like, did I not post a community post? Like, I guess I gotta check. Let me double check. Because sometimes I'm forgetful, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm always like trying to make sure. Oh wait, I did. I did post a community post. It's just the one that lets you know that I'm live now, and you can just like post it there. I don't really mind, Like, okay. Anyways, Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let me take another sippy sip. But yeah, oh shit. Okay. But anyways, a lot of the time I usually spend my time doing things I enjoy reading. And when I noticed that Lore Olympus was getting bad, like there are moments when, comics can do that. Like one minute it's going very well, the next it just starts to suck. Like I thought it was weird. Like, oh, what ended up happening? What what occurred that made it bullshit? Like, what? Oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like do a maybe I can do like a braid or something. I don't know. Oh, okay. Is Divine Megan 34? Okay, I'll check it out later on when I have time. I'm like currently just trying to figure out the next part of the discussion I want to go into. But yeah, guess maybe like a giant braid would be interesting. Okay. I don't know. I'm just like thinking of all the like um oh okay, Evie. Like I thought she was like doing something else, but she's just itching herself and it made the table shake. So yeah, I know I had like a I wish that Rachel did the Greek myths more accurate in the series. Yeah, it's I was kind of surprised like when I was reading it for the first time, I'm like, well, that doesn't make much sense. Like, again, modernized tales, I get, but it's just like when the timelines don't match. I heard a lot of people complain that, like, which story was it? I think it was the Arrows one, not like aligning up in the timeline. And I know, people do take liberties of changing up the timelines for, creative reasons. I understand that, but it's just like we could have actually gotten a little bit more fun tales and such. Yeah, for Artemis timeline was messed up. It was really messed up. Like it's so messy, and especially in the circumstances that they didn't bring up any other of the stories and how I don't know, it's just like a lot of this was crazy. Like what pissed me off the most was probably the Leto story, like how hermits were and Apollo and Artemis actually having to like seek vengeance for their mom being almost you know SA'd, and they took it into their own hands quite literally. Like why, like before you make a villain for a story like this, you got to look into how these characters were in the midst. Like go ahead, do whatever you want, but remember, some people are going to ask questions like that. They're going to want answers, and you can't just say, "Well, it's a different universe. It's this." Like, there's just so much there. There's so much there that, like, So many questions I probably haven't even thought about, but yeah. But yeah, let me try and so yeah, let me just no, really would not work. I don't really see her as a high heel wearing kind of person, just more like a flats. That and to save me time and energy. Like the Orinos ending was the bomb of it, like what on earth? Yeah, it just you just had all these like plant-based beings coming back to life, and it's just like it's cause Persephone and Hera, and then it's just like girl boss power, boom, let's fuck everyone up. Like what? Yeah, it's just surprising. And I never really understood why she decided to go with that ending. And I get that there's like, maybe webtoon was just like, Rachel, like you should think of something big for your final chapter or something. We got to rush this so we can make use of it, and then like you can start on your next new big series, blah blah blah. But it's just it didn't do it in a way where it makes sense. Like I'm expecting a long battle. Like, has anyone ever watched Zatch Bell? Like, I think they had like a battle that lasted like for 7 parts. Like it was either 6 or 7 parts, and that's like episodes. That's like 20 minutes worth the time. And so times that by like okay, so times that by like 6. Okay, 20 times 6. That's 120 like 120 minutes. So, yeah. And and this should be super easy because it's a comic, not an animated series, a comic. And you mean to tell me that boss battle we were supposed to get with, all the gods united, like everyone was showing up. Everyone showed up to like come with them to work with them, but it's like no, it's only Hera and Persephone because we needed some dramaticness. And there's so many ways you could have done that dramaticness without cutting out some kind of action. A lot of the people who were reading it, like I feel like a lot of them were confused. Why the hell is there not a big battle? Because this is something that should have been like what everyone was preparing for, like the final fight with Kronos, with Erenos. It's like no, it just no, it went nowhere. It went the fuck nowhere. Why? I don't know. I don't know. And it's frustrating because now, whenever I look back at the ending, it's there should have been a lot more than blood. Like, let me tell you, like there should have been like interesting dialogue moments. Like, this is the big bad person you want to fight. Like, we want that epic fight. And I know some people are here for the drama and for the romance, but a handful of people, I'm sure, were confused as fuck why the fight scenes are basically Persephone being overly powerful like usual, or why Hades was being a little fuckboy. Like this is the kind of thing I'm pissed about all the time, okay? This is the kind of thing that needs actual stuff like storytelling putting into it. I would have loved to have seen like, Athena in action, Eris and yeah, Ares, like God of fucking war. Like, come on. It would have been fun to see how these characters would have interacted with Kronos, the big bad, and with Zeus out of the picture, who is going to be able to take him down? Oh yeah, fucking girl power. Great, great fucking googly me, googly moogly. If they really wanted to do that, like, instead, this scene feels worse than like you guys remember Endgame? Like, I didn't really mind the moment where all these like female characters were together and it's like, oh, she's not alone. It felt much worse than that. Like, this is much worse than that. Like, that everyone was complaining about, like, just seeing all those girls, and then this is the kind of scene you want to complain about, that you want to hit in the face, not hit on. Ugh. This is the kind of stuff that should be complained about, not like, basic scenes like that. Like, but no, 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 no. No, everyone's blind to that. Everyone was blind, and yeah, it's frustrating for sure. I was very much surprised that, a lot of these. Oh wait, let me see if I can find a fur jacket example because I want to try and make a jacket that doesn't look like shit. Fur jacket, fluffy. Like, this is the kind of stuff you want to see being cute. Hmm. Okay. Artemis's love spling in one episode, like when Artemis, like, wait, when Persephone asked Artemis if she had a lover one time. Yeah, we never get that. We never got any explanation, no mini story about that. It was just mentioned. Nothing was done about it. And I actually would have preferred a love story. Like, again, like, I would have actually liked a love story for Artemis more so than a love story for Persephone. And I know some people will be like, but Dazzling Gate, that kind of defeats the purpose of her, her status and such. And like, yeah, but what I mean is, like, if they wanted to do something different, that would have been something interesting to like take on. It wouldn't be anything, opening up. In the myth, Artemis had a love intense with the giant Orion, Aaron. I think that. Let me check on translate so I get this right. I don't want to fuck up. Okay, translate. Okay. Not French, English.
Orion.
Orion, 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 Orion. Okay, there we go. A lesbian one, like we saw a bear with her one time. I think that was Callistio. Yeah, that one. Wait, my brain is just like, did we get my brain? I need to think. I need to really think. But yeah, well, let me just post that fur jacket so I have an example of what I'm working with. So we're gonna have puffiness. Honestly, I'm just like, and it would have been a little different and interesting had Persephone had a different body shape and, actually accomplished what she wanted to accomplish in the story instead of it just being like, it was all saved by one strong man despite it being like a feminist based story. It's just like, it would have been interesting if Persephone didn't, fall in love with like Hades. Like the okay, what I was gonna go with the story had I written it, that okay. So I'm gonna explain, but it's gonna be a bit of a lengthy explain. So if I go over into details, that's just me being passionate about, about it all. But anyways, okay, let me just finish that part of the detail. Wait, oh man. Merge down. Okay. Let me just start getting the details in. Like, I'm gonna start using the pencil for this part. Okay. Now, I went with the concept was that Persephone kind of thought that Hades was just, just needed a friend. And she just overly accepted his, like, friendly attempts at communication. Despite, in my version, Eros and Aphrodite like, not tricked, but made Hades fall in love with Persephone, and he is full of love. He's obsessed with her. It's like very toxic, and basically Aphrodite wanted Hades to experience what she's going through, like with the divorce she's having with her husband, and like, if we're going with, like, Ares, it's like she has to basically, like, she's dealing with a lot, and Hades made a rude comment towards her, and because, his original wife Luce died many eras ago, so he's been a dick ever since. And Aphrodite, being, petty, makes her son force him into falling in love with Persephone. And it grows into toxic, this toxic obsession that feels very, very bad. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. I'm slowly doing the details while I'm talking about this. I might turn on some music for myself and still talk. And if I do, I'm Letting you guys know that now. Oh, but she thought that was Artemis, and that's so sad. Okay. Speaking of couples, there are some that we know and some that didn't make sense, like Hera and Echo, and Athena and Hestia. Those two, I'm like, I hate when people quickly assume whenever we question about it, that we're against that. Like, no, I'm curious as to how the fuck did Hera fall in love with Echo? How does that relationship work out? Considering Hera is, pretty racist towards the nymphs. Like, we didn't exactly see her trying to do better for her girlfriend, It doesn't really make much sense. And it just comes out of nowhere, especially in the original myth that is pretty dark. Like a darker contrast than what she ended up getting. Like, yeah, Athena and Hestia, I don't know where the fuck that came from. But like, I'm gonna turn on some Phantom of the Opera. That will get me into the mood. That will get me into the mood. I gotta wait for the fucking commercials to end. So, Eros makes Persephone, not Persephone, Hades fall in love with Persephone, and Persephone is very kind in this, trying her best to like prove to her mom that she's capable of being independent and focused on her goals. Her mom lets her do that, but still worries about her. Okay, so sorry, I'm both listening to this and I'm also focused on the conversation. But basically, over time, Hades just starts getting more and more closer with Persephone. Persephone's just like doing her best to be friendly with him, just keeping him at arm's length, and he suddenly proposes to her, like out of nowhere. This is a huge god event. He like everyone's there, and everyone's just like chillaxing and such, celebrating goodness knows what. I would say maybe it's like one of the goddesses these days or something, but like he makes it a big deal. He proposes to her. She reluctantly says no, trying to stand up for herself and take advice what she's been given by her mom, by Artemis, by Athena, of what kind of choice she should make with her dealing with Hades. Hades does not take this well. Hades goes out of his way. Like after that scene, he just kind of vanishes for a little while. Everyone just kind of resorts back awkwardly into doing what they were doing before. But then, out of nowhere, everything starts to fall into place. Hades decides to abduct Persephone because even if she said no, he is still, a king. But he basically asked Zeus if he can have Persephone. And Zeus is just like, you know what? sure, why not? Like, after what has happened, it shouldn't like, she should know her place. Like, he kinda acts like a dick about it as well, being like, "You know what? You've been lonely for a while, so go ahead, take Persephone." And this causes mayhem because, like, after the party, Persephone decides to go home with her mom to kinda just get away from Olympus for a while, and then it proceeds to, her just doing things by herself with, like, the other nymphs, doing her day-to-day thing when she was at her mom's, just kinda getting back into that. And then Hades, out of fucking nowhere, steals Persephone away, and everyone is shocked when this happens. It's, like, all over the news and, like, the, gods realm, like, "Oh, like, Persephone's been kidnapped by Hades," and everyone's just watching, and, like, over time, like, Demeter, like, she quickly finds out that it was Hades, like, she heard she heard about this before, the news was made, but, like, after that's done, she tries to plead to have her father not father, daughter back, but Zeus is like, "Well, he asked me, I said yes, get over it, it's not that big of a deal. Persephone will be fine in his realm." And it just, like, kinda goes into the same sorta story like before in the original myth, but it does take into account of more of the other goddesses getting involved, like Artemis, Athena, and, of course, like, Apollo. Like, I kinda wanted Apollo to, like, have a different role instead of being, like, the creepy villainous guy. He's actually a very he basically is able to bring the sun, so, like, he's kind of everyone's light in said way. So he and his sister Artemis would do everything in their power to help because I would imagine this would hit very close to home with them, considering their mother sistery of almost getting abducted or essayed in the myths. So it kind of hits very close to home, and I imagine Apollo and Persephone kind of having a close relationship in the like my version because it's very different than being unapproachable. I would imagine since they're both always working in the mortal realm, they would have more of a closer relationship, like kind of a best friends kind of thing. So childhood friends that and I know that's a cliche. I know that's a cliche, but I would imagine it would work pretty well in the story. Okay, let me read what you guys had to say. That was trash. I was rather thinking Hades kidnapper and oh yeah, I already read that one. Yeah, that was a weird Echo and Hera that was just fan fiction to be honest. I do worship Hermes and Athena or Artemis and Callistios together as lovers. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sippy sip and then I'm gonna continue. But over time, after Demeter starts to look for her in other places, considering Hades didn't immediately go to the underworld. He actually like because if she's already looking like Demeter, looking for her daughter, I would imagine there's probably a different type of portal. Like maybe Hades made it difficult to travel through, so he kind of puts the portals in different places, and Demeter must locate said portal to get access. So she kind of has to like look for it. That's like the first part of the story that would be like covered is her looking for that portal to kind of make sense for the reason why she's traveling around so much and meeting with the people she's met in many different tales. There's like so much focus on what she's done on her travels looking for her daughter during those times that I think would be an interesting, like, half a season or something, like, a good 25 episodes of her focused on helping the, you know, mortals and such and doing other things, kind of just, like, building, like, on trying to find her daughter through a different like a portal that Hades is like, wait, I forgot to bring up the point that Hades is like, okay, I'll give you time to find her. I'm a businessman. You're a businesswoman. Let's make a deal. If you can find the portal to, that leads to my realm, I often change it, but if you can locate it, it will stay there. But I guarantee she is not going to be leaving this realm under any of my circumstances. But you can try and get her from my dead cold hands, that kind of thing. And she's like, okay, I accept it. So she spends her time looking for the portal, and when she does, she kind of has to like work together with the other gods and goddesses to recover Persephone. So yeah, if that seems like so much, I'm sorry in advance. But like I said, in this version, it highly relies on the teamwork and recovery of between other gods and goddesses to make a difference. And then it gets worse when Zeus tries to prevent it, and it's just like there's not much you can do. But then winter begins. Demeter makes this stand, like, if you won't let me, if you don't let me have my daughter back, you're not gonna have anyone to worship you or anyone else. And that's when everyone kind of gets together to team up, and they have to like go into the underworld to recover Persephone. But like, yeah, Persephone would be trying her best to escape the best she can, but it's difficult considering the circumstances. And of course, Hades will not let her out of his sight. Even going as far as I would imagine in this version, I would think I don't know. If I wanted to use Menthe, I would probably have her be a nymph that would accompany Persephone wherever she went. And I would kind of build the seeds of a possible romance between Menthe and Hades from there. I do wish we see Hades and Persephone interact with the mortals and the myths, like Orpheus and Arides, Hercules getting Carisius and Adonis, who tried to be with Persephone but was treated by Hades in the comic. Yeah, they didn't really build up to any of that. It was super annoying that we didn't get to see that. But yeah, I would probably have like vines going into like just so it seems a little bit more mystical. But yeah. But yeah, during the time in the comic with Persephone trying to escape, we would be introduced, to Menthe as a assistant to Persephone. Again, there's no hate or love relationship between those two. It's just basically a simple work and boss relationship. Maybe a friendship, maybe, but debatable. It's debatable. But okay, I was gonna mention more, so okay, I was gonna mention more about what would happen. So Hades would give them at least a some time to try and stop him because it's become more of a game of power in this case, mixed with his obsession with Persephone. So during that time, Demeter is trying her best to recruit everybody who is willing to help her get her daughter back, and then oh, okay, okay. Anyways, so during that time, there would have been a lot going on. Persephone's still trying to escape, not realizing that if she's eaten pomegranate, well, anything from the underworld, she would be trapped there. Because I wanted to keep that element in, but yeah, they would be married. Damn it. But yeah, I would imagine It would be a lengthy battle with Hades trying to get Persephone rescued, and it would lead to a lot of drama, obviously. If Leopard makes a passionate plea, please, Rel, it's useless. Sorry. I would imagine for the final confrontation, though, is Eros is a part of the rescue team, is trying to help her because after he does reveal is the one who caused this to begin with by admitting it to Demeter and Zeus that he did make Hades fall in love with Persephone. And it's up to them to think, okay, if we can't just have him hate her by using a hate arrow, and it would be painful of doing a reversal. I don't even think there's a reversal arrow. So it would be kind of in that situation that, yeah, it would be a circumstance that would cause them to debate what to do exactly. And Eros is like, I can't undo love. If we make him hate her, with a hate arrow, it would not do anything but cause more pain. So during this time, Eros does tell Persephone when he does, get there, and he's just like, "You gotta tell, like you're the only one who can really tell Hades what's going on." Because whenever somebody else tries to do it, it's just it's a quick fight. Like Hades is making threats towards the other gods while they're trying to rescue Persephone, and Persephone is trying her best to she's willing to try negotiate with him. I'm thinking maybe Demeter can't go to the underworld for some kind of reason, like as does Apollo. They're both in danger due to certain elements that just get to them, and because they refuse to eat anything from the underworld. And he is causing them to lose power in some kind of wicked way, and he's just holding that above Persephone's head, and she's just well, you gotta stay with me forever. And Persephone's just like, I can't stay here forever. I need to be up there, you know, doing spring. It wouldn't be fair. And then over time, it just kind of leads to a saddened moment where Persephone reveals to him, oh fuck, that he his okay, and a love arrow has been used on him, and she doesn't want to hurt him. She doesn't want to do anything else that might make things worse. Blah blah blah. And Hades slowly revealing this, and he finds out the truth that Aphrodite and Eros did this to him to as a vengeance against him. I'm not too sure. It's either Persephone reveals it or Eros tells him, and he tries to apologize, but there's nothing they can really do. There's so much there. And like, finding out this truth just like stuns Hades. Like he is beyond, you know, upset. Like he's not mad, but like it's literally affecting him in this like mental, emotional way where it's like, I don't know. I didn't want to be back in love. Like I had Luz. She was my first love. How could I replace her? It's just like you have more emotional scene and building elements there, and it's just like then like Persephone is just like she's willing to negotiate. Like I can stay with you temporarily, but I can't stay here forever. And it's just like he's like, how long? And she's just like, I don't know. I can only stay here for a very short amount of time. It, ooh, let me like look through the other comments. Did you play Stardew Valley? I have played Stardew Valley. It's one of my favorite games. I am currently thinking about starting a series with my younger sister on doing some Stardew Valley Let's Play streams, but it's kind of a like we're still debating about it. I don't want to like I think it'll be fun doing it with her because it's like it like you can have multiple characters there, well, multiple people playing, so it's like I don't mind that. I do wish in the original I do wish in Olympus lore Demeter turned the nymphs into sirens and see her being taken in by the people in a city when she's mortal during the 10-year gap in the original myth. The 1.6 is out. Oh my gosh, it is? I did not know. Okay. But yeah, during that time, Persephone does have three pomegranate seeds to, equal up to the 3 months she must live with Hades, or at least spend time with him, giving him more of a friendship more than a relationship. Like that's kind of what I was going with. It's kind of like my favorite story, Phantom of the Opera, where basically, the guy doesn't like, the bad guy doesn't get the girl, but she comes from an understanding point of view about it. Granted, Christine was traumatized, but I kind of would imagine it would work a lot better that Persephone was more, I can offer you friendship and not, as like not as a romantic interest, but a friendship, a business partner, and not so much, giving him companionship in other areas that he needs it because I wanted the story to kind of focus on the elements of like being able to live outside of just being focused purely on love and this concept that everyone needs to find someone else if they lost the previous one, or if they have broken up with someone, or if they're dealing with a hard time and they think that romance is the only answer of companionship. It's something that I wish to see more of in storytelling, that romance isn't always the immediate answer. it's companionship in a way where it's like, you actually feel alive. I wanted to go with that kind of vibe instead of having him be a reckless monster. He's misunderstood, yes, but he has his intentions and she has her intentions. And it kind of builds off of a friendship that kind of works, but kind of doesn't. If that makes sense. Like, oh my gosh, I sound crazy. But yeah, let me continue on. Okay, so as I was going into the story a little bit more, it basically has Persephone just being a friend towards Hades, not so a romantic interest, just a friend. Like, when you marry someone for, okay, I know some people are probably like, could be like, oh, that doesn't make much sense. But she does keep her marriage with him to kind of have something there. If it makes him happy to say he has a wife, and to kind of have some people back off a little bit. Like, I know some people are probably gonna be like, bedazzling Kate, that just feels weird. Like, I think it's something I've noticed a lot with some people. Like, it's a handful of people I've read about and known about that have had a friendship, but they're also like a marriage. Like, one of my best, um, one of my neighbors in the past were just two married friends. Like, I didn't know why exactly they were married if they were friends. I guess it was for some kind of money reason. I don't know really. Like, all I know is that these two people just married because, like, I always thought it was because of some, like, maybe I don't know. It's just like I was in middle school at the time, and these two people were married, and I'm like I had the weird question of just being like, so, like, why are you married? And it's just like, oh, we're not, like, we're never having a conversation with. They were like, oh, we don't really love each other like that. We just married because it's crazy. Maybe it was to push someone off, but all I remember is that they gave me an awkward, like, conversation started. Like, I don't know why they even answered my question at all. Like, when you're just kind of like asking dumb questions for the hell of it. I wasn't really thinking that they would be in a loving relationship. I guess they just probably, I don't know. But I looked more into it. Some people do it for like legal reasons. Some people just do it because to knock people off. Some people just do it just to say that they're married. You know what I mean? Like, it happens a lot in different circumstances, and it's interesting. Maybe it is for legal reasons, business reasons. I don't know. Have you seen the webtoon World, which is another Hades and Persephone story in the show God's School, where the gods are teens going to school? It's like Lore Olympus meets Monster High. I usually tend to like, I don't get overwhelmed with reading, like, or checking out that kind of stuff. It's just like sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It just depends. But yeah, I have not seen Gods at School, so yeah. Did you oh, I think it was just with the mic, or is it just my internet? It's probably either your internet, or if anyone else is having problems, like, let me know. Like, Anyone else can hear? Like, let me ask that. Anyone else can hear me? Okay. Okay, you can hear me. Did you see God School recently with Eris? Well, that was the buggy bit. Ah, no, I have not seen God School. So yeah, it's been crazy trying to like talk about this and such. I'm just trying to figure out what else I've missed. So make sure you guys bring up more topics that I haven't tackled on, because I want to make sure I get that done with now. So if there's like some Lore Olympus topics I haven't gotten into, let me know right now. Because again, we are putting the series to rest after this stream. I will not be doing any more Lore Olympus discussions unless there's some kind of sequel series or prequel series, whatever. It's just I can't talk about it all the time. Yeah, one of the inspirations for the ending of my version of Lore Olympus would be Phantom of the Opera and Beauty and the Beast. I think it was something I wanted to like go into a little bit. So yeah, try my best to get this done with real quick. So let me know any more topics that I have not tackled on. Trying to wrap it up in such a short amount of time. But yeah, trying to make use of everything right now. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting how far we get with the stream. We're almost 2 hours in. But yeah, let me know any more topics of Lore Olympus you want me to go into. I want to make sure that I get it all finished, covered, whatever. Like, if it's something I haven't talked about, just comment now. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep rambling about like some of the other problem stuff, like how exactly have for fuck's sake, like I keep getting messages. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's nothing too bad. It was just a weird alert. Anyways, so yeah, I would really appreciate hearing any more topic ideas because I am lost of what else to talk about. And that's kind of why I stopped talking about it, just because there was so many different topics that it just didn't really roll smoothly. So yeah, kind of trying my best to like make it so the style of Persephone's is something that can be easily worked with. Again, I'm just like going with it creatively. I just like the idea that like flowers go in her hair. I know some people are just like, but that would be so much details and hard work of just like doing that all the time. And I'm like, sometimes you just gotta put in that effort and not be lazy about it. Okay. Some people might not like it because, oh well, it's so much hard work. It's too much for me. Like, okay, whatever then. Okay, wait, what dress was she in this? Well, blue dress. Let's go with that. Who's the favorite person to marry in Stardew Valley? Me, it's Emily, Haley, or Lee. What was his name again? Gotta remember what their name was. Let me check real quick. Alex. Well, I haven't married him yet. There's like a lot going on in my farm, okay? There's a lot going on. But one day I will. One day I will. Granted, yeah, that's a lot actually. That's a lot. Anyways, just let me know what else you want me to talk about Lore Olympus wise because I do want again, like I said, it's a topic that I want to put to rest. It's something I don't want to get into another discussion video or stream about unless there's a sequel series or prequel series of some kind. I do think it's fun going into the elements of understanding some of the concepts and making sense of them. It's just a matter of time of making sure that the all of it makes freaking sense. Okay, so trying to determine if it would be a fluffy. I think it would be sort of like a cotton candy pink, just because I like some of it staying intact. Oh my gosh. So yeah, any more ideas? It's just very difficult to keep track. But hopefully, one day I can talk more about some other things about this series, but it's just like I'm getting to this point where most of any of the content is forever going to be like mostly repetitive stuff. So, yeah. Okay. I was really wishing Athena and Lore Olympus was not looking like a man that cringed me. Like, I'm not against transgender because I had a friend is who's trans, but like this is Athena. Like, why make her look like that? It does. It's very obvious that Hades is basically the main inspiration for every fucking boyfriend, girlfriend character in this fucking story. I take away like some of the curls, take away some of the like, take away some of their boobs and bam, it's basically Hades in every fucking shade. It doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense. Oh my god. In the voice of Wesker, it's time we close the book on us. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I'm just this story has caused me like I can't believe from the very beginning I was very in love with the concept, and then it's just like it goes to shit real quick. And then we have the creator who basically, like it's crazy. If you guys don't remember, like Rachel one time decided to basically get offended by a Menthe cosplayer, and that cosplayer never like read Lore Olympus afterwards. And it's like, who does that? Like, who in their right mind decides, why you pissed me off? I'm gonna like, no, I can't imagine doing that to anybody. Like, and it was supposed to poke fun at like poke fun at Persephone, but also doing Menthe's personality, like at the same time. It's like, how do you do that? How do you do that? Like, how do you fuck up that badly to push people away from your product? Like, how do you do that? Like, I can't imagine actually telling somebody like stay away from my book or so. Like she didn't say that, but like the impression is just like stay away from like judging Persephone and my book. It's how I do it. Like that's the impression I keep getting from her. It's like, girl, you're gonna have a lot of people in your life that is not going to like your story, and that's okay. Like I know most of my audience, they're either gonna like not like what I make sometimes, or they don't really mind it too much. Th- they will always have a preference for a specific type of genre that I talk about. I'm not going to judge because I talk about everything and everything in between. So everyone's happy to some degree watching the videos they enjoy. But I'm never going to judge them and basically be like, guys, you gotta start paying attention to my Resident Evil Let's Plays. You guys are, you gotta pay attention to that because I said so. Because I put so much hard effort. Like, no, that's me chillaxing. That's me chillaxing. Just enjoying myself. Or when I tell you guys, like, make sure you check out my fan haul first episode of The Art of Murder. Like, I demand attention for that. Or I demand attention for my, like, Jeff the Killer webtoon review. Like, I'm not gonna tell you guys to do that. or like I demand like respect for all my hard effort and work, like or just basically saying like you're like I don't like your favorite character. Like every character I make is gonna have some form of love, and if you like all of them, that will be so amazing. Okay, so what similar adult webcomics that you've read that's done better than Lore Olympus? Okay, so it's definitely been a while since I've actually checked any other young adult webcomics. Like, I know some people will tell me that True Beauty is done better than Lore Olympus, or Let's Play is done better than Lore Olympus. I really got to go into those discussion topics. I remember I saw like um like the Let's Play creator at like the Kansas City convention for I don't know if it was Fan Expo. I think it was for a different convention, but like basically there was a huge line of like fangirls. There was a huge line. And I thought like that was interesting. I've never seen like a webtoon line for, anything. So that was kind of my first impression. Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you put your time into something else. Like, let me see if I can find a better story. Like, I'm gonna go to like Webtoon real quick, and I'm going to recommend something that's. Oh dang! I forgot about that one book, like Cinderella Boy. There is a lot that I have yet to actually read. It's been a while since I've binged read any Webtoon comics. I will tell you guys that right now. There is so much there. Oh my gosh, I really got to start getting back into reading these things. Maybe I'll go back into doing 5 minutes or less again, just to kind of give you guys a series to just like listen to for like 5 minutes. I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not sure if I should bring that series back. Let me know. I do believe we could have seen more of the underworld, like Hades and Persephone interacting with the souls in the abs- absodal Elysium fields, or the people being punished in Tartarus. Yeah, miraculous list Thomas Astruck in a nutshell. Outside the city of the underworld. How is Fred? I love all of it. Your art style is great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Fred is doing awesome. Hey Fred, how are you doing, buddy? Hey Fred, why don't you just take your sucker for a minute? You don't really need it.
Hey, Ma, that's my sucker.
Okay, okay. Well, I will not touch your sucker. I will not touch your sucker. Uh, I will not touch your sucker. But okay, okay. He is doing fine, right, Fred? You want to say hi to the audience?
Not really.
Okay, tell him hi.
Yeah, what up?
So you want to say hi to everybody?
I just did. Now you gotta put it in your hand of the deal. Talk about the memberships.
Fine, the memberships. For just $1 a month, you can have a free sketch from me. You can save up your sketch points for an even bigger art piece. At the end of the year, you're capable of having 4 finished well, not finished, but like fully colored art pieces for the minimum of $12 for all of it being valued at $120. Yeah, that is a huge ripoff, I know, for me. But for you guys, I'm willing to do just about anything. So join now so you can feed what Fred's fishy cracker fix, as well as send his kids to college. Okay, college is not cheap for dogs. Okay, so think about their education for a second. Okay, anyways, aside from that advertisement that Fred gracefully put upon me, let me see the comments. I put so much effort into getting hit by blocks and chased by zombie dogs. I'm just messing. It's pretty entertaining. Yeah, I love being hit on by giant blocks of concrete and getting chased by zombie dogs and oh gosh, there is so much I'm excited for the next after I finish Silent Hill, we're gonna be going immediately into Resident Evil 4, and then we're gonna play Resident Evil 5, and then 6 and 7 and 8. Oh gosh, oh yeah, and Revelations. I keep forgetting about Revelations. That's gonna be hard to get all that done. Kind of wish the nymphs looked more different in personality and physical instead of looking like Persephone. That was the biggest fuck you to my entire mental health. Why is everybody looking like Persephone? Why is everyone having to be Persephone? Why is Persephone now seen as bigger than everyone else? Like, it went so strong at first, but then it just became very shitty afterwards. LeMay, welcome to the stream. How is it going? Have you seen Sweetheart? It's a webtoon. It's talking about autism. Is a good webtoon. Sweetheart, huh? Is it like a main one? Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna have to check that out because I do need some more books to read, stories to read, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to check that out. So that's my on to-do list. So I'll definitely make a 5 minutes or less. I think I might just bring 5 minutes or less back just to do that. There are many, so we could have seen Sybil, Nephi, and Cyan, who was Persephone's kidnapping myth, when she couldn't save her and she cried and turned to the river Cryon. There are many nymphs, so many nymphs. Revelations does take place before 5, but was released after 6. Damn. So I guess I'm gonna have to play Resident Evil 4, then Revelations, then 5. Okay, Revelations after 4. Wait, 4 Revelations, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's already 6 more games. I mean, granted, it should probably be higher, but Revelations is the 3DS one. I think it's actually I think I actually bought it on the PlayStation Store. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I know I got Revelations 2. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. They had another version where Demeter turned into a siren. That's interesting. Let me just finish the coloring for this real quick so I can be done with it. I know everything going on is a pain. Oh fuck. I keep forgetting that's on that level. Okay, so we just gotta make sure it does not go too bad. So yeah, I might just like do something different in the future for these webtoon discussions. It's just going to be a lot to do. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But yeah, I know at this point we're nearing the end of everything I've talked about. Did you see Osora on Webtoon? Not that I know of. I guess I'll check that one out too. Like I keep multitasking, just being like, you know what? I'll just start doing this. I'll start taking everything into account, just doing what I can. So if you have any webtoon recommendations or requests, tell me now in the comments and I will put them into my next 5 minutes or less web comic reviews. So please do that right now. If you have any recommendations, I will get onto them over time. I will try to make these as quickly as possible and I'll probably go through like 10, 15 episodes, write a quick review, tell you all about it in 5 minutes or less, and we'll be good. We'll be good. Let me just do some quick shading on this piece because honestly, so yeah, this should be very fun. Doing this as fast as I can. But yeah, I'm very excited to do more art pieces in the future to post onto YouTube because I am actually starting to get some thumbnails done for next month. Oh, how about the webtoon Punderworld I mentioned for your 5 minutes review episode. Okay, I'm putting Punderworld in. We'll have to look into that. Okay, so we got that. Can you review Arcane on Netflix too? I will. I guess I'll check out an episode or two. I can't like my schedule is very big. Well, busy. I shouldn't have said big. Busy. So yeah, it's kind of why I try my best to do what I can when I can. It's difficult, yeah, but I'd rather be able to do what I can within time. So yeah, it's gonna be fun getting this all finished. Like I usually just do a quickie with getting pieces like this done. It's more so to prepare me for other things that I'd rather be doing, but I gotta warm up always because I still have to work on the thumbnails for my like not comic for the art pieces I'm gonna be posting in December. I decided I would turn it into a fun experience of me just posting more Resident Evil fan art because I'm just like that series will never get old to me. It is forever one of my favorite things ever. And I decided to put a theme with it. So you guys will probably see it over time, but for the first few weeks, it will be like Leon based because I gotta improve drawing Leon. Let me be real, like drawing that man is fun. And maybe I might get some more viewership or something, like get more people checking out my content or just like liking my art in general. But yeah, there's gonna be some Leon pieces and some Claire pieces and maybe some Cleon pieces. Yeah, I was getting onto that. I was getting onto that, you know. Some people might not like it too much, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do what I love, and it's these two. It's these two. Because I haven't felt this passionate about like characters in a while, and these two bring me so much joy and love. Don't worry, eventually I will get onto other pairings too. Does everyone know if Lore Olympus will be on Netflix? That's been going on for the last couple of years. Like I would say the last 2 years, it's been rumored that Lore Olympus would be going onto Netflix, but it's like nothing's really been done. Nothing really has happened since that was mentioned. It's just barely hanging on by a thread. And maybe every once in a while, if somebody remembers, then it's like, is it ever going to come out? And my answer to that is like, I don't know. It could be well already in the process of being made, but I don't really think it's gonna be up anytime soon. I don't think anything's gonna happen with that series anytime soon. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen for a while. It's probably gonna wait a good year or two. Maybe someday it will probably be mentioned, but by then I'm sure there's probably going to be a better series out there. So it's like it's a debate if anyone wants to actually do that and risk, you know, lots of animation going to no use or something. I don't know, but like with Lore Olympus, you don't know what exactly would happen. And with a lot of people, it's just like, eh. Anyways, almost done. Oh, fuck. Kind of have something going on with the lighting, but I'm just like, eh. Trying to match the aesthetic I gave last time, but it's just like, not really doing its job. Shit. Kind of understanding how everything's going now. Did I just not color it right? Okay. Okay, gradient. Oh, damn it. Wrong way. Damn it. Trying to make sense of the background, trying to add a bit of a shadowy depth. Okay. Multiply. Ah. Okay, so My Gently Raised Beast is another webtoon I think you should review on. Okay, let me shove that onto my to-do list. So, My Gently Raised Beast. Wait, I was already reading this? Oh, I guess I was. Okay. I guess I was already reading it, but I didn't get around to making a video about it. Did you see the new Hell of a Boss episode? Yeah, I just did. Like, I was kind of surprised. Like, okay, cool. I do like the references that were like that was in it, like the reference to like Lucifer, but I was just like everything else. It's just like, eh, I don't know. I don't know. There's just like so much going on in there. But like how it was revealed that basically, yeah, basically now Stolas being powerless, it's just like I guess should have like I guess we're gonna see a drastic change in the next upcoming season ish. Yeah. But yeah, I finished this, hopefully. Yeah, it turned out a lot better than I thought it would. But yeah, I feel like we covered everything about Lore Olympus. So yeah, Pink Furon, fetch. If you know, you know. Anywho's, I might have to like consider some other things. Oh yeah, I should probably like mention that this is gonna be like a very limited stream because I don't know how many hours I have left on StreamYard this month, so I'm probably gonna end it in a few minutes just so I can get some other things dealt with, and I got to make some important announcements before I end the stream. So, one of the first ones is that there will not be a stream tomorrow night. I'm actually going to go out tomorrow night to go see a show, so there will not be a stream. But on Sunday, there will be a stream. There will be a stream Sunday. By that point, we should be back into playing Silent Hill 2, I promise. I just need to make sure I have everything else finished, and it should be done by then. And I will be able to play on the TV again. So I'm excited, very excited. I like the wrinkled one better. The wrinkled one? Oh, right, yeah. You did a great job. Thank you. That means a lot, guys. Like, I tried my best to kind of do it from like the standpoint of my version of Persephone because I honestly love my version better than the original. She's a lot more interesting than what we ended up getting. But yeah, there will not be a stream tomorrow night. There will be a stream Sunday at 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. Central Time for Silent Hill 2 remake. I want to try and finish that game so we can move on to Resident Evil 4. And we might just go with the original Resident Evil 4 to kind of keep with the timeline, even though I love the remake a little bit more so than the original. I know that's pretty much something. But yeah, but anyways, there will be that coming back. I want to try and get my finals stuff finished in the next. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure because there will be one stream on December 1st, which yeah, that's the Sunday stream, and that 6, 7, 8. I was originally supposed to go to the Houston Houston Nostalgicon this next week, but I couldn't like get a pass that I wanted, and it irritated me a little bit because it just happened. The fast passes, I like the VIP passes, okay? It makes it easier to go through lines, and I do not like waiting too much because it would have been a lot of different characters, and I know I could just like plan it better and then hope to other things that I would be able to work it out. But it just like the pressure of getting everything finished was getting to me, and I'm like, I kind of figured I'll just go to the next like to the convention next year for Christmas. So yeah, the plan is to check it out in Christmas. I mean, next year for 2025 because yeah, I really wanted to meet Leon's voice actor, but I'm just like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. It would have been a fun art piece, but I just didn't have the energy to like get everything together, and I feel like I have to have a lot of time to prepare for this kind of thing. So I didn't, and yeah, everything kind of fucked up. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. But anyways, I'm gonna try and get my all my semester finished for this for my classes because I got to make sure I'm on top of that. I have been trying to my best to keep on top of that a little bit. But anyways, guys, I got to make sure I end the stream. So yeah, this is the end of the Lore Olympus chapter of my YouTube streams. I'm so happy you guys got to join me for this. It means so much to me whenever you guys are able to like come in and check out my streams. That is so amazing of you guys to take that time to do that for me. And make sure you guys like this stream and future videos, of course, because that lets YouTube know that I'm a pretty well respected creator. Even though half the time I pretty much fuck up on some of the timings, but you know, I try. I try my best, and that's all I can really do for you guys. But I can't wait to get back into making more content. Next year will be a lot more content than this year, so yeah. 5 minutes or less will be brought back next year. There will be more fan hole episodes. They're planned. There's going to be Resident Evil discussion videos that will probably be spread out from every 2 to 3 weeks, just to kind of give it enough time to develop and have us discuss, and not just like yeah. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you were watching this in the future, or if you've not joined the channel for you know, being a subscriber of mine, please do. That would mean so much to me. Anyways, guys, stay safe, stay cool, and most importantly, guys, stay hydrated. This is Dazzling Kate signing the hell out of here.